His Excellency MD Jahid Hassan Russell, MP, Honorable State Minister, Ministry of Youth and Sports, Bangladesh. Today's guest of honor, His Excellency Farhad Hossain, MP, Honorable Minister of State for the Ministry of Public Administration, Bangladesh. Today's special guests, His Excellency Taha Ayhan, Honorable President of the Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum, ICYF, and His Excellency Mr. MD Akhtar Hussain, Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports. First, I would like to remember and pay tribute to the greatest Bengali of all time, the lifelong advocate of peace and harmony, the father of nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Honorable guests, we all know that our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has dedicated her life for the people and humanity. Since her early childhood, the uncompromising leader has engaged herself for the welfare of the mankind. In the ongoing pandemic, COVID-19, her visionary leadership and strong decision-making capability has kept the situation under control all over in Bangladesh. The mother of humanity, our Honorable Prime Minister, has led a great management both in healthcare and economic perspective in this crisis, and she has been appraised for her leadership all over the world. During the COVID-19 crisis situation, the youth from all over the world has shown what was necessary, relations and staying beside others, and proved that they are our real heroes. The Ministry of Youth and Sports of Bangladesh has noticed the contribution of the spirited youth and has now taken an initiative to recognize their contribution. And this year, while we are celebrating one of the biggest youth celebration of the world, Dhaka OIC Youth Capital 2020, the award will be given on the special contribution during this pandemic. That's why, to recognize the youth who inherits the spirit and follows the footsteps of our Honorable Prime Minister, the Ministry of Youth and Sports is introducing this award. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to start the program with the Holy Quran recitation. Now, I would like to request Mr. Qari Maulana Muhammad Rabiul Islam to recite verse of the Holy Quran to begin today's occasion. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله ولو آمن أهل الكتاب لكان خيرا لهم منهم المؤمنون وأكثرهم الفاسقون صدق الله العظيم. Translation. Of all the communities raised among men, you are the best, enjoying the good, forbidding the wrong, and believing in God. If the people of the book had come to believe, it was best for them. But only some believe, and transgressors are many. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Mr. Qari Maulana Muhammad Rabiul Islam. Now, I humbly request today's special guest, His Excellency MD Akhtar Hussain, Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports, to deliver his welcome speech to the guests, participants, and viewers of today's occasion. Thank you.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Honorable Chief Guest of today's International Opening and Media Briefing event of Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award 2020, His Excellency AHM Mustafa Kamal, FCA MP, Honorable Minister, Ministry of Finance, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, who is connected with us virtually, today's Chair, His Excellency Mr. Zahid Hassan Russell MP, Honorable State Minister, Ministry of Youth and Sports, today's guest of honor, His Excellency Farhad Hussain MP, Honorable State Minister, Ministry of Public Administration, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, special guests, His Excellency Taha Ihan, Honorable President of the Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum, distinguished guests, officials from ICYF, officials from different ministries, organizations, youth delegates, representatives of print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching us on live platforms. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to you all. First of all, I would like to pay my deepest gratitude and homage to the greatest Bengali of all times, our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the icon of youth, under whose undisputed visionary leadership we got our coveted independence. I would also like to recall and pay my deepest respect to all freedom fighters who participated and sacrificed their life for our independence. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to today's International Opening and Media Briefing event of Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award 2020, one of the most important events of Dhaka YC Youth Capital. It is a great honor and privilege for me to be here in this International Opening and Media Briefing program of Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award 2020 in response to COVID-19. It is a great recognition for Bangladesh as we won the coveted YC Youth Capital 2020 by proving our merit in matters related to innovation, sports, culture, and inclusive youth leadership. It marks a significant recognition for the dynamic and determined leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her spirited government in the youth sector. The ICYF Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum and YC affiliate made this declaration on 25th December 2019. We were expected to launch the event sequence in April 2020, but the COVID-19 pushed us back, and we have remodeled and relaunched ourselves on the web platform. Ladies and gentlemen, under the prudential leadership of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Bangladesh joined YC in 1974, and since then it has been playing an instrumental role in different activities of YC and promote the common interest of Muslim Ummah in different international fora. The YC Youth Capital 2020 is an important program for not only the YC and ICYF, but also Bangladesh. It coincides with the birth centenary of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The event is also significant to us in this year, as well as we will be celebrating Golden Jubilee, that is 50th anniversary of our independence. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's celebration comes at a time when the whole world is fighting one common enemy, the COVID-19 pandemic in its full glare. Based on the world's demographics, around half of the global population is around 30 years old today. These youth people are the most affected in COVID-19 pandemic, as they are the most active stakeholders in the society in terms of productivity, mobility, and interaction. So this COVID-19 crisis is disruptive in terms of their lifestyle and prospects for their future. However, this crisis situation has also opened up numerous windows of opportunity for the youth to find alternative means in response to the COVID-19, especially for the more vulnerable communities and stakeholders in the society. The youth are often labeled as the future, but during the crisis situation of the COVID-19 pandemic, they have shown that they are also the present and the most important stakeholders in building up resilience against COVID-19. They have been the first responders to the crisis situation almost everywhere in the world. From providing food and relief, they have facilitated emergency medical support as well as buried the dead bodies of the COVID-affected patients when nobody else dared to. They have helped the health caregivers with free transportation and ride during the lockdown situation. So showed great care to the stray animals, provided food for the duty heroes, and the list goes on and on. While development and humanitarian approaches still too often ignore the power of young people as capable agents of change, young people's role is leading and shaping humanitarian response, and recovery needs to be recognized. It's time to acknowledge and recognize their efforts and contributions in combating COVID-19 pandemic. Distinguished guests, Bangladesh as a nation has also shown great resistance against the COVID-19 pandemic and got great success under the prudent and visionary leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Our Honorable Prime Minister has been widely acclaimed for her successful role in facing the COVID-19 pandemic as well as other natural calamities like cyclone, tidal wave, flood, etc. So the name Sheikh Hasina, our Honorable Prime Minister and the daughter of Bangabandhu, shines like a bright star, and her leadership and contributions make her a role model globally in tackling and combating any natural calamities. Her Excellency Sheikh Hasina's leadership in combating and tackling the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic has been phenomenal, and the timely steps for quick economic recovery to march ahead towards the country's development goals have already started paying off. To encourage the youths of Bangladesh, YC member states and beyond, the Sheikh Hasina International Youth Volunteer Award 2020 in response to COVID-19 will be given under the Dhaka YC Youth Capital 2020 program. Its other objectives are to promote volunteerism among the youths and encourage them to get involved in more humanitarian activities, give the young volunteers opportunity to compete and make connections with their global counterparts, give the young volunteers mentorship opportunity where they will get to learn from others and make the youth feel an important stakeholders of the society. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express thanks to YC and ICYF once again for selecting Dhaka as the YC Youth Capital and convey my gratitude towards the global leaders and dignitaries for their wholehearted support. I would like to express my hope and confidence towards the youth representatives of the YC member states and rest of the world. I hope that they will certainly make this world a better place than what it is now. Let me appreciate to all of you for responding our call and appreciating this pandemic situation. We hope YC Youth Capital 2020 will be a very successful event with all of your support and cooperation. Let me take the opportunity to invite you to attend all the programs to celebrate the birth centenary of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, events of Golden Jubilee of our independence, and rest of the programs of YC Youth Capital Dhaka 2020. The power of youth is the common strength for the whole world. The faces of young people are the faces of present and our future. No segment in the society can match with the power, idealism, enthusiasm, and courage of the young people. So let us get on board to define a better tomorrow together. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu. May Bangladesh live forever. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your warm welcome speech. It is now my pleasure to call upon another special guest of today's event, His Excellency Taha Ayhan, President of the Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum ICYF, who joined with us virtually today.
Thank you very much, dear sister. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my warm greetings to special guests of this wonderful ceremony. His Excellency Zahid Ahsan Rusal Bey, Member of Parliament and Honorable State Minister, Minister of Youth and Sports. His Excellency Ferhat Hüseyin Bey, Member of Parliament and Honorable Minister of State, Minister of Public Administration, and His Excellency Mustafa Kemal Bey, Member of Parliament and Honorable Minister of Finance, and His Excellency Atar Hüseyin Bey, Secretary of Minister of Youth and Sports. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It's my utmost pleasure and honor to greet you in the press conference of the next program, Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award 2020, Response to COVID-19, which is now organized under the Dhaka Youth Capital. Allow me to congratulate everyone who has done a great job today and contributed to the best implementation of this event to make it possible and to make it realized. And welcome all the invitees who have come together on the occasion of Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award 2020, Response to COVID-19 under the umbrella of Dhaka Youth Capital 2020. We had planned all the activities and programs for the whole year long 2020, but unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, also fortunately, we have expanded 2020 to 2021 for the first half as well. And unfortunately, we had planned all the projects and programs to be implemented in person, but up to now, we couldn't organize due to this COVID-19 pandemic. So I see this volunteer award also important to see that how we are responding to COVID-19 as well. Here at this point, I would like to remind once again that as ICYF, Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum, we are tremendously glad that Dhaka was selected as the 6th OIC Youth Capital on 25th of December 2019. Dhaka OIC Youth Capital 2020 was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, in a virtual inauguration declaration ceremony on the 27th of July 2020. The inauguration program was attended with other honorable ministers, global leaders, and dignitaries as well. Hundreds of Muslim young came together to share their vision, experiences, and his amazing opportunity, and to share the message of Dhaka and Bangladesh. Taking this opportunity once again, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Her Excellency, Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, for her strong support, and to Government of People's Republic of Bangladesh for their hospitality. I wish we would have a chance to be in Dhaka, in Bangladesh, again before the end of 2021, to meet them, to hug them, to greet them in person. Inshallah, we will have a chance. Today, we gathered here for the international opening ceremony for the Youth Volunteer Award, which is one of the huge events of the Dhaka Youth Capital 2020. It is so gratifying that young people are willing to volunteer with enthusiasm, energy, and excitement. And also, I want to underline that we are seeing volunteerism as one of the motor powers for all the countries for development, for cooperation, for integration, and for reaching the next step in the future. So we see mobilizing our young people, mobilizing our brothers and sisters in volunteerism very importantly. We should be proud of all those youth who have been the first responders to crisis situation in almost everywhere of the world, who were working for the betterment of the people in need, especially during the COVID-19 crisis. This kind of volunteerism be seen as one of the most important response of a society against such a global crisis. In these distressing times of COVID-19 and its far-reaching global economic, financial, and humanitarian challenges, Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum, ICYF, has yet again proven its leadership and commitment to the advancement of youth issues and causes in the OIC region and beyond. As ICYF, we are pleased and feel blessed to support the youth and their valuable ideas and contribute to their well-being. My dear brothers and sisters, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear distinguished guests, volunteerism is an important and increasingly popular mechanism for young people to bring about positive change in society, and it's becoming more and more relevant as a mechanism to engage young people in global peace and sustainable human development. I also want to take your attention to the United Nations Security Council decision about integrating young people on regional integration, peace, and security. I believe that volunteerism complements formal education in teaching the skills that are required for the job market, such as leadership, teamwork, problem solving, planning, management, creativity, communication, and negotiation. This is especially important given the current global economic downturn, where competition for jobs is increasing. The benefits of youth volunteerism are plentiful, and our volunteer organizations and communities reap just as many benefits when we encourage volunteerism among our nation's youth, like incorporating new skills and ideas into your programs, fostering a community of trust, and encouraging lifelong volunteerism. Volunteering gives youth the opportunity to work through real challenges and make meaningful change. As young volunteers begin to notice real changes as a result of their effort, they establish a cognitive connection between effort and positive outcomes. As you know, in these tough times of pandemic and post-pandemic, it's crucial to get youth together and mobilize their efforts towards much more effective and sustainable solutions and actions. In this context, Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum, ICYF, works with humanitarian institutions like United Nations Volunteers, Turkish Red Crescent, and International Red Crescent and Red Crosses Association, and many others, and will continue to develop strong volunteer networks in the OIC region. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before concluding my statement, I again want to express my unhappiness to not be able to be with you in person in Dhaka, to not to be able to greet you in person in Dhaka, and I want to express again my hope and wish to be there in person with you in soon after we defeat the pandemic. Then I would like to congratulate all young brothers and sisters for their contribution to volunteerism, and all those will join and get award through 10 different categories of this forum. On behalf of ICYF, let me say that we will continue to support our youth in all OIS member states in their goodwill projects, in the field of youth policy and development, as we always do. I cordially thank you all once again for this program and giving me opportunity to address youth in this lovely occasion. By reiterating my profound thanks to you all, I pray to Allah the Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala to grant us success in our programs and projects. We will certainly serve the youth of the Ummah effectively. And ma'asalam, thank you very much for giving your attention to me and listening to me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Honorable President of ICYF, Mr. Taha Ayhan, for your inspiring speech. Dear guests, now with much honor, I would like to call upon our guest of honor, His Excellency Farhad Hossain, MP, Honorable Minister of State for the Ministry of Public Administration, Bangladesh. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's chief guest, His Excellency AHM Mustafa Kamal, FCA, MP Honorable Minister, Ministry of Finance, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. Today's chair, His Excellency Muhammad Jahid Ahsan Russell, MP, Honorable State Minister for the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Special guests, His Excellency Taha Ahan, Honorable President, Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum, and His Excellency Muhammad Akhtar Hussain, Secretary of the Ministry of Youth and Sports of Bangladesh, high officials and different ministries and organizations, journalists, other delegates from ICYF, Excellencies, youth delegates, and dignitaries. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a matter of immense pleasure to be able to attend the exciting event, international opening and media briefing of Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the organizers for inviting me. At the same time, I would like to convey my sincere felicitation for naming this award by the name of our Honorable Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina. COVID-19, as we are aware, has changed our known world and has created a barrier for many of our day-to-day activities. However, by the grace of the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have been able to keep the COVID-19 situation under control under the visionary leadership of our Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina. Distinguished guests, volunteerism is an essential element of sustainable community development. During these dire times of COVID-19, there are millions losing hope on a daily basis. We are getting into complete chaos, giving rise to severe anxiety, panic, and self-centeredness. When most of us are about to fall apart, there are a few who rise to the occasion like archangels, guiding the rest of us through distress, like our freedom fighters who sacrificed their lives in 1971, the young volunteers who hold our hands tightly and fight till the last breath, risking their lives on the clock, so that we are able to set aside our tension and live at ease. They may consider their efforts small, but to those who have helped, these very efforts are on many occasions life-saving. I highly appreciate the fact that the Ministry of Youth and Sports has taken this great initiative to award the young volunteers around the world who have fought for us during COVID-19 pandemic situation. Respected guests, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is a constant source of inspiration and lighthouse for all humanitarian workers and the youth. She always tries to keep all working force active for development of the country. She has emphasized that nobody in Bangladesh should remain unemployed in this Mujibiyar. I'm delighted to hear that Ministry of Youth and Sports of Bangladesh has taken several initiatives to celebrate this grand occasion as well as to combat this situation created by COVID-19 pandemic. At the same time, it has taken initiatives to engage the youth in global action from homes and abroad for recognition of youth activities in combating COVID-19. The Ministry of Youth and Sports decided to launch Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award 2020. under the umbrella of the Dhaka OIC Youth Capital 2020 Award will be given in 5 categories at the international level. In COVID-19 pandemic, young people from all over the world have proven that they can deal with any adverse situation and lead from the front. The youth of Bangladesh have also shown their indomitable spirit and have engaged themselves in various humanitarian and social welfare activities as volunteers during this time. From providing food and relief, they have facilitated emergency medical support as well as buried the dead bodies of the COVID-infected patients when nobody else dared to. They have helped the health caregivers with free transportations and ride during the lockdown situation, showed great care to the stray animals, and provided food for the duty heroes and so on. As this award is going to be given just internationally, I urge all Muslim youths from OIC member countries and representatives from Muslim community from other parts of the world to join us in this event and submit details of their voluntary activities. I believe that it is a great opportunity for our youth to reach their country counterparts across the world, as well as a commendable recognition for the youth volunteers around the world. I finally believe that this event will inspire and encourage more and more youth across the world and in Bangladesh to get into volunteerism. I wish all the excess of these great initiatives Sheikh Hasina's Youth Volunteer Award. Thank you very much. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Now I would like to humbly request our chief guest of today's occasion, His Excellency AHM Mustafa Kamal, FCA MP, Honorable Minister, Ministry of Finance, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, to deliver his valuable speech through words online.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Chair, Honorable Guest of Honor, Honorable Special Guests, my colleagues in the Parliament, distinguished guests, and friends, the journalists, youth delegates, and all. Good afternoon to you all. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and my friends, as you are aware, the year 2021 is a historic juncture in our life, as the entire nation has been celebrating two big occasions. One is the birth centenary of our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and Golden Jubilee of our independence. In 1971, our youths voluntarily took up arms in their hands under the leadership and direction of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And many of them sacrificed their lives for the freedom of our country, our beloved country, Bangladesh. At this context, I pay profound homage to our father of the nation, his family members, who were killed on 15th August 1975, and his companions, who are 4 national leaders who were also killed inside the jail. This is unthinkable in any part of the world. I deeply remember the civilian freedom fighters who have sacrificed their lives and got us the liberation of our country. All of us are aware of the fact that Bangladesh means Bangabandhu. Bangabandhu means Bangladesh. These two words are synonymous. Bangabandhu is immortal. He is always there with us as a source of our guide and as a source of our inspiration. My dear friends, I feel proud and honored today to be part of such glorious event for our young generations. I can see here all the youngsters, the iconic personalities who will one day shoulder the hem of our country. I would like to thank the Ministry of Youth and Sports for taking this wonderful initiative to give this excellent award, Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award 2020, response to COVID-19 under the umbrella of Dhaka YC Youth Capital. My dear friends, we see our youths everywhere. When we, as a country, as a nation, are threatened and subjected to any sort of catastrophes, calamities, like during COVID-19, the role was unprecedented. During the last harvesting season, another another time we saw them unitedly to come forward as there was no workers available at the time for harvesting. They participated in this endeavor and they also helped our farmers. So they're always the role model for, for our country and because of our humanity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as you will appreciate, for every country, youths are the foundation. They act as the prime movers to move forward a country. As a recognition of our youths for helping the cause of humanity, our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina dedicated to our youths so far the highest achievement of Bangladesh, our graduation from LDC to a developing country. Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, for your wonderful gesture. Our Honorable Prime Minister strongly believes that our youths are the foundation and the prime mover who will lead the country and move it forward to fulfill the desires of our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Golden Bangladesh. That Almighty Allah bless them to fulfill the attainment of their objective. Honorable Chair, this is the pertinent time for acknowledging the efforts of the youth volunteers with the recognition in the name of Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteers Award, not only in Bangladesh, but also in global arena. It is a great decision to name the award as our earlier speakers also spoke on the same occasion, the same subject. So I also strongly believe that to name this award after our Prime Minister, Mother of Humanity, is the right woman, the right choice. I hope all the youth volunteers from YC members states, YC member states, and from the Muslim communities from other parts of the world spontaneously participate in this competition. I believe this award will encourage young volunteers to work more for the sake of humanity, for the cause of humanity. Almighty Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He has created mankind, He has also given us the responsibility to deliver services to our community members. So I think this is the way Bangladeshi volunteers, they are more obliged to our country people because they know the sacrifices what our forefathers have carried out for our independence and for our moving forward. I believe this award will encourage the young volunteers to work more for the Sikh community, as I said earlier. I wish all the success of this great initiative of awarding the Global Youth Sheikh Hasina Young Volunteers Award. I would like to thank you. I would like to thank you very much. Thank you all. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu, May Bangladesh live forever. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of State. Sorry. Thank you, Honorable Finance Minister, sir, for your amazing speech. It will definitely inspire the youth community to be whole together for a better future. Now, I would like to request the chairperson of today's program, His Excellency MD Jahid Hassan Russell, MP, Honorable State Minister, Ministry of Youth and Sports of the Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Before we get started, I would like to convey my gratitude towards today's chief guest, His Excellency Ahoma Mustafa Kamal, FCMP, Honorable Minister, Ministry of Finance, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. Today's guest of honor, His Excellency Farhad Hussain, MP, Minister of State, Ministry of Public Administration, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. A special guest, His Excellency Taha Ayan, President of the ICYF, and Mr. Muhammad Akhtar Hussain, Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports, Bangladesh. All distinguished guests, journalists from print and electronic media, and all who have joined us online. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning, I humbly remember the greatest Bengali of all time, the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, whose prudent and visionary leadership enabled us to emerge on the world map today as an independent and sovereign country. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister of the Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, the mother of humanity, Sheikh Hasina, who in her strong hands is leading Bangladesh towards become a developed country and a golden Bengal. Distinguished guests, you must be aware that the Bangladesh Awami League President, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the eldest daughter of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, was vocal against Pakistani exploitation and deprivations from her childhood. From facing death again and again in a struggling life to imprisonment, losing both of her parents and all brothers, going through all sort of ups and downs in life. Sheikh Hasina, once a student leader, has now become the Prime Minister for a record 4 times. Dear guests, if we look at the rich history of Bangladesh, we see that the youth community has made glorious contribution in every movement, every achievement in our nation's history, every movement including the language movement of 1952, the mass uprising of 1969, the Great Liberation War of 1971, and the autocratic movement of 1990 contains history of their great sacrifices. Honorable guest, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is the creator of the history of the new age of Bangladesh. She is a lighthouse of irresistible strength and inspiration in the eyes of youth. To the youth, she is a symbol of struggle against injustice and symbol of ideology. She has become the lighthouse for the youth through the idea and implementation of digital Bangladesh. The youth of our country now have the opportunity to make themselves more efficient by getting easy access to high-speed internet. Unemployed youth are creating employment opportunities for themselves through trainings. Many young people are becoming the top entrepreneurs of the country. Instead of looking for jobs, they are now providing employment opportunities to many unemployed youth. Bangladesh is one of top countries who have started vaccination at the early stage. Due to her successful initiatives to control COVID-19. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has been named amongst the top 3 inspirational women leaders in the Commonwealth. Ladies and gentlemen, as the world is going through a very difficult time due to the impact caused by COVID-19 pandemic, and Bangladesh are no different, our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has been working tirelessly day and night to address the ongoing crisis. In early February, they took steps to bring back Bangladesh's standard in China. Shortly after the first infection was confirmed in early March, Honorable Prime Minister postponed the main opening ceremony of the birth centenary, closed all educational institutions, and instructed less important business to operate online. She directed to use machines for screening to identify corona patients at all international airports in the country. From the very beginning of the corona infection, she worked tirelessly every day to pull the reins of corona, and that is the reason why corona infection could not increase at a geometric rate. Various sources, including local and foreign news outlets, have reported that in the current global epidemic, no other leader of the world has been seen to speak in such a manner and provide courage to the people. Distinguished guests, this year is of great significance for Bangladesh as we are celebrating the 50 years of the independence of Bangladesh, of the birth centenary of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Mujibiyar. Our Honorable Prime Minister emphasized that nobody in Bangladesh should remain unemployed in the Mujibiyar, holding that dream in heart as the major concerned authority for youth affairs and youth-related issues. Ministry of Youth and Sports of Bangladesh has taken some initiatives to celebrate the grand occasions as well as to combat the crisis situation created by COVID-19 pandemic. To create self-employment and employment opportunities to skilled manpower, and agro and vocational training project has been conducted for the village-bound youth due to the impact of COVID-19. Under the virtual skill development project, online training programs on outsourcing and communicative language have been proposed. E-commerce platform jubopaikarisell.com, youth branding, etc. are other significant initiatives through which around 320,000 youth will be trained. And besides creating employment opportunities for over 300,000 people, around 5 million farmers and young entrepreneurs will be directly benefited from these projects. The Ministry of Youth and Sports of Bangladesh has also taken many initiatives to engage the youth in global action from home and abroad. We are hosting the Wise Youth Capital 2020 this year, under which 10 major international events have been planned to organize throughout the year. Dear guests, in this crisis situation caused by COVID-19 pandemic, young people from everywhere around the world have proven that they can deal with any adverse situation and lead from the front. The youth of Bangladesh have also shown their indomitable spirit and have engaged themselves in various humanitarian and social welfare activities as volunteers during this time. From providing food and relief, they have facilitated emergency medical support as well as buried the dead bodies of the COVID-affected patients when nobody else dared to. They have helped the health care gives with free transportation and ride during the lockdown situation, showed great care to the stray animals and provided food for the duty heroes and so on. The Ministry of Youth and Sports of the Governor of the People's Republic of Bangladesh wants to recognize the indomitable spirit shown by the young volunteers across the globe in response to the COVID-19 pandemic by introducing Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer National and International Award 2020 under the Dhaka Wise Youth Capital 2020. In national level, awards will be given on 10 different categories. Top 100 will get awards and all registered participants will get a certificate of appreciation. The categories of Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer National Awards 2020 are most inspiring volunteer story, first, the most impactful initiatives, best innovative idea, corporate support in volunteer youth activities, most impactful media personnel, community leadership and service, environmental response, act of bravery, service excellence, outstanding youth voluntary organization. Registration for the national level has already been completed. And I am delighted to share with you have received overwhelming response with about 3,500 volunteers registered for the event. And for the international stage, we hope that we'll get similar response from the young volunteers from all over the world. There are 5 categories in the international stage of Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award. Youth of the world can demonstrate their voluntary initiatives in 5 categories: volunteer leadership, media and service excellence, online volunteer campaign, best innovative idea, outstanding youth-led voluntary organization. Distinguished guests, although young people are always involved in various humanitarian activities, their contribution is often overlooked. Therefore, we believe that the Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award is a timely initiative that will be properly recognize the activities of the youth and encourage them to participate more in such activities in the future. Therefore, the Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award, which is being held for the first time this year, will be given every year by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Honorable guests, I once again thank everyone with us today. I am concluding my speech, my calling for spontaneous participation and cooperation from all make this competition a grand success. Thank you all. Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Finance Minister, and Honorable Minister of State for giving us time. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu, may Bangladesh live forever. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Honorable State Minister, sir. We are truly honored. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will watch a promo video of the international stage of the Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award 2020 response to COVID-19.
উদয়ের পথে শুনি কার বাণী ভয় নাই ওরে ভয় নাই নিঃশেষে প্রাণ যে করিবে দান ভয় নাই তার ভয় নাই
Those live the fullest who live for others. The father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, lived his life for the people. He said, youth will succeed if they are ready to sacrifice. The mother of humanity, the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, has devoted herself in serving humanity. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister has successfully kept the outbreak at bay. And we keep fighting the menace. Her words and actions have always been an inspiration for the youth to come forward. We have witnessed how the youths of Bangladesh and the world have selflessly risked themselves to fight against coronavirus crisis and helped others to endure the hard times. In this year of the birth centenary of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, to recognize and inspire the voluntary contribution of the youth worldwide in the name of the exemplary humanitarian leader, the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Ministry of Youth and Sports, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh is organizing the Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award 2020 response to COVID-19 under the Dhaka OIC Youth Capital 2020. Youth of the world can demonstrate their voluntary initiatives in 5 categories. The categories are volunteer leadership, media and service excellence, online volunteer campaign, best innovative idea, outstanding youth-led voluntary organization. Volunteers around the world will be selected from 6 regions. 10 winners from each region will win the regional award, and at the grand finale stage, 5 global winners will be declared as the winners of the Sheikh Hasina Youth Volunteer Award 2020 Response to COVID-19. Submit your volunteer activities to dhaka.oicyouthcapital.com. Submission deadline 15 April 2021. Take your part in embracing volunteerism. Set yourself as an example for others to step forward in necessity. Unite the spirit of humanity.
Opportunities and offerings with utmost optimism of great youth energy. We shall now enter into the question and answer session. We know that some of you may have questions or queries about the award program. I ask you to feel free to ask any questions related to the award, and we will try to answer them in a satisfactory way. But before that, I would like to inform you all there is a press release arranged for you in the registration booth. Please go and collect by yourself. Thank you.
ইতিমধ্যে আমাদের বক্তব্যের মধ্য দিয়ে সকল কিছুই সকল প্রশ্নেরই উত্তর এসেছে। তারপরেও যদি আপনাদের মধ্য থেকে কোনো ধরনের কোনো প্রশ্ন আসে তাহলে আমরা সেটি উত্তর দিতে প্রস্তুত রয়েছি। আপনাদের মধ্য থেকে যদিও আমাদের সকল উত্তর ইতিমধ্যে আমাদের সকলের বক্তব্যের মধ্য দিয়ে ফুটে উঠেছে, তারপরে যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে আমরা বক্তব্য দিতে পারি। আর আমাদের বাংলায় প্রেস রিলিজ যাবে, আমাদের রেজিস্ট্রেশন বুথে আমাদের বাংলায় প্রেস রিলিজটা ওখানে আছে, সেখান থেকে দয়া করে আপনারা সেটা নিয়ে যাবেন। ধন্যবাদ।
হ্যালো, আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার, আমার নাম হচ্ছে মাহবুব, আমি বিটিভিতে কাজ করি। আমার একটা কোশ্চেন ছিল, আমরা ইতিমধ্যে জেনেছি যে 10টি ক্যাটাগরি, যেটা আমাদের দেশীয় যে ক্যাটাগরি, সেই রেজিস্ট্রেশন কমপ্লিট হয়েছে এবং আজকে ওপেন হয়েছে ইন্টারন্যাশনালি 5টি ক্যাটাগরির জন্য। দেশীয় যে 10টি ক্যাটাগরির রেজিস্ট্রেশন হয়েছে সেখানে বিজয়ীদের নাম কবে নাগাদ ডিক্লারেশন দেওয়া হবে?
ইতিমধ্যে আপনারা জেনেছেন যে 3,500 মতো আমাদের রেজিস্ট্রেশন করেছে আমাদের শেখ হাসিনা ইউথ ভলান্টিয়ার অ্যাওয়ার্ড, যেটি আমরা জাতীয়ভাবে করেছি। সেটি আমরা ইতিমধ্যে এটি যাচাই বাছাই শুরু হয়েছে, যেহেতু ইন্টারন্যাশনালি আমরা করছি, ইন্টারন্যাশনালিও রেজিস্ট্রেশন চলবে, আর এর মধ্যে আমাদের যাচাই বাছাইও আমাদের কাজ চলমান থাকবে। আমরা একসাথে যেদিন আমাদের মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী সমাপনী অনুষ্ঠানটি হবে, সেই দিনে সেই অনুষ্ঠানে আমরা একসাথে আমাদের পুরস্কার আমরা ঘোষণা করব এর আগে, এবং সেদিনই আমাদের একসাথে পুরস্কার, ন্যাশনাল এবং ইন্টারন্যাশনাল পুরস্কারটি আমরা সেদিন দেব একসাথে। ধন্যবাদ। যদি আর কোনো প্রশ্ন থেকে থাকে। যেহেতু আমার মনে হয় যে যেহেতু আমাদের অলরেডি বক্তব্যের মধ্যেই সকল প্রশ্নের উত্তর এসেছে, তারপর যেহেতু আর হয়তো কারো বক্তব্য নেই, আপনাদের সকলকে আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি আপনারা কষ্ট করে এখানে উপস্থিত হবার জন্য। ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Dear guests,